Okay, copy the following expressions on your paper and simplify them by combining like terms. Using algebra tiles may be helpful. So we have 8-124. We're going to go ahead and simplify this now. So before we do that, let's go ahead and quickly review the distributive property and how we looked at that with the algebra tiles. I'm going to investigate this part specifically at first. You guys know if we use the distributive property, we're going to distribute the 2 and multiply it by the 2 terms inside the parentheses. But let's see what that looks like, okay? So that 2 means that there's 2 groups, okay? So there's going to be 2 groups of this, of whatever's in the parentheses. So let's actually draw the things in the parentheses. There's the 2x's, that's 2x, and then there's the 1 unit tile. Okay, and if we have 2 groups of that, x and another one, so we have 2 groups of x plus 1. Well, what do we have total? We have 4x and 2. Okay, and that's what's happening with the distributive property. We're multiplying the 2 times 2x to get the 4x. We're multiplying the 2 times 1 to get the 2. Okay, and then the rest of the stuff I'm going to go ahead and add to our expression. So plus 2x plus x squared plus x. Okay, so if we think algebra tiles, okay, we only have one x squared. That's the only x squared. Remember, the x squared is a big square x, whereas the x tile is just this, right? The rectangular one. So we can't combine the two. So our expression will be x squared because that's the only x squared. Okay, it's going to be 4x. There's 4 x's here, there's another 2x and another single x. So we have 4 x's, 5 and 6 x's, and then 7 x's. So plus 7x. And then finally for the units or the individual ones, we have the 2, and I think that's it. So plus 2. Okay, this would be the expression simplified and with the terms combined. Okay, when we say combine like terms, again, we're talking about combining all the x squares, all the x's, and all the units. If we had to draw units, all the units. Okay, so we have 1 of these, 7 of these, and 2 of these. Okay, let's look at the next expressions. We're not going to go into detail like that to draw images and such. So we have 10x plus 4 minus 3 plus 4 times 2x plus 1. So the first thing I want to do is I want to use the distributive property to rewrite this part of the expression right here. So the other stuff I'm going to go ahead and leave the same. 10x plus 4 minus 3. Okay, now for this part, okay, we're going to distribute the 4. 4 times 2x is 8x. 4 times 1 is 4. Now let's go ahead and combine the like terms. Okay, so I don't have any square x's or x squares, but I have 10 x's and 8 x's here, so I have 18x. Okay, as far as the units, I have 4 minus 3, so 4 minus 3 is 1. And then I have another 4, so 1 plus 4 is 5. Okay, and here I'm going to let's take a look at this now. We have x squared, 2x squares. So how many x squares do we have? Please don't add the powers. We're just talking about the x squared tiles. So 1x squared, 2x squared. So we have 3x squares. Next we have just one term of the x's, or we have just 3 x's. And lastly we have 4 units and 4 units, which makes 8 units. Okay. Finally, for number 4, let's take a look. We have the x unit here, we have a positive x here, and we have 2 x's here. So that's 1, 2, 3, and 4. We have 4 x's. As far as the units go, we have 4 minus 1. So the 4 minus 1 is 3 plus another 3, so we have 6. Okay, so we rewrote those 4 expressions.